Welcome back to iRacing, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the Tsukuba circuit, this time around racing in the Formula Ford 1600 series. We managed to qualify 6th, and it is lights out. Away we go. Bit of a good start, actually. Quite surprising. Managed to gather up car 6 immediately on this start as we head down into T1. Right behind this car number 5, sporting a very cool looking Taco Bell livery, so that's pretty awesome. I also downloaded Trading Paints, or signed up for Trading Paints rather recently, so I've been messing around with trying out some different sort of liveries. As we can see, car 3 goes off the track, comes back on and manages to sandwich us in between car number 4, who just appears out of nowhere and just absolutely kills our momentum because of that particular instance. And we're just having to drag race car number 3 down into this next hairpin. He runs a little bit wide and sheds too much speed, and we have just that little bit better momentum out of the exit. Get the job done up to P4 now. So we made up 2 spots already on this opening lap. Pretty hectic so far, in my opinion, as we enter the sweeping right-hand last corner to complete a lap here at Tsukuba Circuit. Across the line to start off lap number 2, chasing down this gaggle of cars in front of us. The front 3 runners on the podium steps, car number 4 and 5, basically, you know, attacking and defending each other. That Taco Bell car definitely has a boatload of speed. As we can see, car number 4 just gets their brakes locked up ever so slightly, allows us to close the gap on them momentarily, and we're just trying to play it safe at this point. And me in particular, this race, I was really just trying to get into that mindset of, you know, staying calm, keeping a cool head as we set it down the inside of this hairpin. Car number 4 goes way wide into the entry of that hairpin, and we get the job done up into the podium spots, P3, as we chase down Mr. Taco Bell. As the more I look at that livery, the more hungry I get, actually, now that I think about it. And we're going to come across the line to start off lap number 3. Pretty decent lap 2. Could have been better in my opinion, but you got to make do with what you can. Look for the opportunities as car number 5 presents another opportunity for us, running way wide and with boatloads of understeer into that first hairpin and allowing us to close the gap here. Trying to figure out the optimal line around Tsukuba here. I think particularly this track really suits the Formula 1600 cars because, you know, it's not too big, but it's not too short either. I think it's just the right size. So we just set it down the inside. An absolute bold lunge. Car number 5, Mr. Taco Bell, leaving us plenty of space, and he manages to just get that better traction and better speed out of that exit of that corner, just because they have a wider line. As we go into the sweeping right-hander once again, going down the inside. Car number 5 having a little bit of understeer, but again they have the wider line, so they will have the better speed as they're right there with us drag racing up to T1. But we got the inside line and just park the car on the apex, keep car number 5 at bay, and we get the job done here. But it is only momentarily, as car number 5 is still there looming in the background. As you can see, it'll come shooting down the inside, back onto the outside, sheds a lot of speed, but he maintains that inside line, so he will have to relegate P2 back to him and relinquish that spot. Because it is still very much early days into this race, and I, again, just trying to remind myself to keep calm, keep a cool head, and just drive the car. Not overdrive it, but just drive it, pick the braking points, and really, you know, make sure I'm turning into the apex at the correct point of the turn. As we can see here, going into the right-hand, you know, swooping corner, the last corner of Tsukuba. As we can see, car number 7 leading P1 has gone off the track. That is unfortunate from him, and really bad mistake, and we'll capitalize on that, just as we'll capitalize on car number 5's mistake there, rotating the car, sending it around, and we're up to P1. Top step of the podium. Did not expect to be up here this quick. Only 5 laps into the race, still plenty more to go, and but it's still not over, because I'm pretty sure car 7 at this point is still behind us, just chasing us down. As we're going to cut to a back shot here, you can see car number 7 there, even despite their mistake. They're managing to make up their ground. They've got super good speed, and particularly in this phase of the race, I was running P1 and, you know, starting to get a little bit nervous. So again, just trying to remind myself to practice, to be calm, to keep a cool head, and just drive the car and not overdrive it. As we see a back marker just spinning around, he disappeared, so I wasn't sure where it was going to reappear, so that compromised my speed as I was trying to basically avoid an invisible car, and that allowed car 7 to just, you know, inch that much closer to us and close that gap. As you can see, they get very close under the braking zones as we're coming up to the next hairpin here. I love this corner. It's basically like a mini carousel, but you can see car 7 just has that better speed. And basically in this, you know, the last lap or so, in this particular lap, I'm just trying to find that rhythm, and I'm just struggling. I'll be honest, I was struggling to find that rhythm, and with car 7 breathing up my chuff, it was making it very hard. You can see just how close they are, despite that mistake in the previous couple of laps, you know, running wide. They have managed to just absolutely monster a comeback here. And we're just trying to just, you know, hold them at bay. And this particular, you know, this right-hand corner, the sweeping right-hander, it is actually so easy to get this wrong, at least in my opinion, because you do want to be sliding, you know, through that corner. But if you slide too much, as we cut back to a back shot here, and we see car 7 get so close, and yeah, as I was saying, so easy to just rotate the car if you slide it too much. You know, if you go too much of a slide, so easy to just rotate the car, and that is the end of your race. You know, there's no way you're gonna necessarily finish in a respectable position, let alone the podium spot. So it was just, I'm trying to, you know, not hold the steering wheel too tightly, trying to, you know, hold it fairly loose in that right hand sweeping corner, trying to feel the, you know, micro you know, counter steering moments, or, you know, forces that are coming through the wheel that the car will naturally, you know, reflect back as you're sliding through. So I'm just trying not to overcorrect the car and just let it do its thing and slide through the corner and just maintain that momentum as we come across the line, finish lap 7 onto lap 8. Bit of an exciting race so far. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but you know, car number 7 is still hanging in there. And again, at this point, just trying to remind myself, don't overdrive the car, because it's so easy, at least in my experience, as we see car 7 get squirrely ever so slightly. That gives us a moment to breathe and, you know, build a slight gap to them, but they're still hanging in there. And as I was saying, so easy to overdrive the car and get into that mentality of having to go fast every single lap. But this race, I thought, was a good example, a good way for me to practice, you know, staying calm, keeping a cool head, and just driving the car to a pace, you know, and maintaining that gap, not necessarily trying to pull away from them. As we you know, cut to a back shot here, we see car 7 who makes another mistake. I told you, in that sweeping right hand corner, so easy to just make a mistake. You can oversteer and you know, try to counteract that with an overreaction, and you just end up running wide, like it just happened there by the looks of it. And that allows us to build a bigger gap and gives us a bit more breathing room. So as we come to a cockpit shot here, and we'll round out lap 9 in this view, hopefully. As yeah, as I was saying, just trying to maintain a gap, you know, and just trying to practice driving maturely throughout this race. Something I wish carried over to my league races, which recently I've been racing in the FRG Formula Ford League, and my performances have been absolutely atrocious. You know, there have been some instances where I've just been unlucky, getting caught up in some big spills on track, but for the most part, I just need to get better, need to practice more, and just need to, you know, develop that better, mature sense of driving, mature driving style. As we come across the line, we're starting off lap 10, and again, you know, just trying to remind myself, just drive to a pace, because we are running in P1, but this race isn't over yet. So easy, as I've done many a time before, where, you know, I'm in a respectable position in the race, and then I'm just going gung-ho on every lap, and I end up overcooking it and overdriving the car, rotating around, and that just kills the race. I lose spots and I go to the back of the field. So I'm just trying to, you know, drive it ever so slightly, trying to drive it to a specific time. I think around this phase of the race, especially with the gap that we have, I think I was trying to just aim for 59-second laps. I think in the end we did do a 58 something, but I'm pretty sure you can even go sub 58 if you're a little bit faster. As we fast forward to the end of lap 12, coming across this sweeping right-hander, the last final corner of his lap around Tsukuba circuit, and the final corner of this race across the line. P1, baby. I cannot believe how we managed to finish that, because man oh man, was that a intense race, at least for me. There was so many opportunities for car 7 in particular, who's directly behind us, to really take opportunity of our lack of pace in certain during certain laps of this race. So, but you know, again, just trying to practice keeping it cool, keeping a calm head, just driving to a pace. I think if I had $1 for every time I said that in this video, man. So I don't know, what do you guys think? You know, let me know down in the comments below if you have any tips for driving better around Tsukuba circuit. I'm pretty sure everyone should know this circuit by now. Anyone who's played Gran Turismo in particular will be familiar with this circuit. It is so famous, and I think it is pretty much perfect for Formula Ford. And, you know, as I momentarily forget that the entry to the pit lane at Tsukuba circuit is way back at the entry into the final corner. But hey, what the stewards don't see won't hurt them, right? So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this race. As always, please do consider leaving a like and do consider subscribing. As always, take care of yourselves. Have fun racing out there. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.